ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rum and Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Johanna Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
It is Tuesday, June 27th, and it's the summer of scare, officially.
Boo.
Yeah, sorry, that was lame. I don't know. I didn't have a better name for it. I'm sorry. So tonight we're going to be talking about the first 3 episodes of Black Mirror, which just came out on Netflix. And then we are also going to be talking about and reviewing Evil Dead Rise. That's right. We made Nate watch another scary movie.
Yes.
Never again.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, God. I threw up in my mouth several times.
We maxed out the Nate credit card on this one.
Yeah, it'll take a while to get some of that. Please give me some Marvel popcorn bubblegum bullshit.
Yeah.
Cleanse that palate.
Yeah.
Woof.
So since we're talking Evil Dead Rise and the first 3 episodes of Black Mirror, we are going to push the horror corner to the back to give us a little more room to talk. And we'll start. Nate, how about we start with the Marvel Minute?
Sure. I guess we could do that. Let me pull that up real quick. So Secret Invasion started last week. Did anybody watch it?
I did.
Jobin?
I did not.
You're not missing much.
Ouch.
I didn't like
Wow,
it.
that's coming from you, Nate?
Yeah, I know. That's the
Damn.
point. That's the emphasis on the correct syllable.
Yeah.
It's so I get what they're doing. They're trying to kind of rebuild the world after the snap, and Fury's been gone for years, and the Skrulls have taken over and infiltrated like all levels of government all over the world. Who's a Skrull? Oh my God. And I get it. They have to do some legwork to get that going, but man, like half of the dialogue, especially between Fury and other people, was just clunky and not. I wonder if that's intentional. Maybe we'll find out he's actually a Skrull or some shit. Like, please let that serve some purpose other than the fact that it was just rough. There was some really good stuff. I don't want to go into it to spoil it for people. Next episode's coming out tomorrow, so I'd still say it's worth a watch because it kind of turns the MCU thing on its ear. It's not about supers. It's kind of like the Andor thing of the MCU. Sure. So it's going to be a lot of cloak and dagger and, back alley deals and that kind of stuff. It makes a big impact in several ways that may or may not echo through the MCU, but we'll see. I'm excited to see what they do tomorrow because come on now, bring me back. I think you almost lost me on the first one. Yeah. But that's not true. I'm a Marvel whore.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You're gonna watch it regardless.
Yeah, exactly. And to that note, Disney Plus issued a warning about mature content coming in this series. Like,
Ooh.
Yeah, enough that they decided to issue a warning about it. So we'll see. Like, are people's side ponytails getting ripped off? Let's go. Right. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lots of Spider-Verse 2 stuff happening. So Andy, you saw this, right?
I did not yet. No.
You did not see this. Oh, fuck.
No.
Okay,
Yeah. So again, movies are. We have to pick our movies, and we decided on Flash.
You picked the Flash.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. Okay. Did we talk about Flash yet?
I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I was going to see it on the Thursday after the pod. Yeah.
Right.
Well, we can touch on that here at the end.
Okay.
Then. But as far as Spider-Verse 2 goes, there's a character. I talked about this last time in the incorrect formatting where I was just gushing about the movie and kind of obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Where they had different animation styles, like walking and talking with each other.
Uh-huh.
The proper terminology is like animating on 1s or 2s or 3s. So you get a frame of animation every 1, 2, or 3 kind of frames.
Oh, sure.
And there is one specific new character called Spider-Punk, which is fucking like taking off apparently because they're already talking about a spinoff of this character. But basically think like an early version of Lenny Kravitz from a total punk universe that is like bucking the Spider-Man system and just says fuck it and lets everything blow up kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like really cool character. One of my favorite characters for sure in the new movie.
Okay.
And hopefully they get a spinoff because it's really, really good. God, I really don't want to. I can't really talk more about this because I don't want to spoil shit. Okay, I'll let that go because I know, Andy, you're going to want to see it at some point.
Okay. Well, we're probably not going to get to it until it comes out on digital.
On digital.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess, did you see the live action cameos in the trailers? Because I guess in the news after.
I think
live action cameos all over.
I think I saw one, and I'm trying to remember who it is, and I can't.
Yeah, no worries. So let me back up real quick. So
Okay.
in Spider-Man: Homecoming, the first of the newer Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Donald Glover makes an appearance.
Right. That's correct.
At the arms deal or something like that.
Yes.
And he goes, I don't want these weapons around here. I got a cousin that lives near here.
That's right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Or a nephew. My nephew lives near there or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's a direct reference to
Miles.
Morales. Yeah. They pay that off in this movie because there's a scene where Donald Glover is dressed as the Prowler.
Okay.
In the movie, and it's fucking dope. It really, they really should have played that off in the live action because he looks fantastic.
Oh, really?
And apparently there's some kind of groundswell that wants more of him in that situation because for a long time he was supposed to be a Spider-Man. He was supposed to be either Miles or Miles was actually inspired by his performance at some point anyway.
Right.
But he was supposed to be a Spider-Man at one point. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see. Moving on from that, it looks like WandaVision season 2 potentially is just going to be released in like the next couple of Marvel things that are happening, like Agatha Coven of Chaos. Instead of having its own separate thing, it might just meld into a bunch of other existing series. So
okay,
that'll be interesting. Outside of the MCU, a cool thing that Marvel just teased is in the comic books is Loki getting together with Scarlet Witch. And it's like the God and the Witch or something like that. And it's like, it's in the Scarlet Witch comic. So it looks, that's like really cool.
Yeah.
They're both like
Right.
crazy and damaged. That'd be super cool to see.
I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like a pretty good comic run. So I might pick that up. What else? First set photos from Venom 3 released, and it looks like it's taking place during, or at least this filming release is taking place during the Day of the Dead celebration. So that could be really fun.
Oh, neat.
And it could kind of tie in depending on what the location is. I'm excited to see what they do with that. The second one was okay, but
yeah,
I guess any more Woody Harrelson as Carnage is fun.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. And Marvel Studios, apparently, let me pull up this actual story. Apparently they prevented a pretty major leak on Secret Invasion by shooting down drones.
No way.
There were several drones that were trying to take shots over the Secret Invasion sets, and Sam Jackson was talking about it, how they shot one down and traced another one back to location of origin and got the pilot in question.
Are there drone snipers listed on the credits?
Hey, I mean, there should be.
Right?
There was a really cool thing I saw recently, though, about how they're training raptors, like birds of prey, to take out drones in real life.
Okay.
Like, no, not the dinosaur.
I know, right? I'm like, wait, they're breeding raptors again? Didn't we learn?
It's like it's like a 6-foot turkey. No, but that legitimately like small eagles to take out drones, which is pretty cool. So I'm gonna canonically say that's how it happened.
Okay.
Is Falcon from the MCU
Right.
came through and with his actual old school like Redbird Falcon and took shit out.
Love it.
So I thought that was a fun story. We got a bunch of Kraven stuff that released over the last couple weeks. So there's a whole Kraven chase battle scene from the new Spider-Man game that was released that looks fantastic. But then also Aaron Taylor Johnson teased the upcoming look, and there's a trailer of him as Kraven. And I was really like not okay with the casting. I mean, I guess I wasn't really okay. I didn't really care that much, but it was like, really? Okay, sure. Let's see what they can do.
Why is the world shitting on Aaron Taylor Johnson?
No, it's more of like they shouldn't have killed him off in the first place as Quicksilver, and you're going to put him back in to, superhero stuff in a similar world as Kraven, but that's fine.
Well,
the preview looks amazing, and the look is right out of the comic. So,
yeah.
I think you're breaking up a bit, Andy. There.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Am I
okay.
back?
He's a pixelated. I think you're back.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. But
It's okay. Was it just me?
yeah. I mean, but this is the Sony verse, right?
Yes. Right.
So Aaron Taylor Johnson can play anybody he wants in the Sony verse.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm not shitting on him specifically. It's just the initial casting. I was like, really? Okay. But it looks the part and hopefully acts the part because it looks brutal. It's an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. Have you guys seen the trailer? He like kills people with bear traps to the face and shit.
So I'm
brutal.
I mean, we could have a deeper discussion about this if we want to, but it seems that Sony is pointing all of these people as anti-heroes and not necessarily the bad people that they actually are.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, the whole press release early where he's like a champion of nature or whatever,
right?
I think is bullshit and was a redirect or misdirect because apparently the story picks up where he's hunting big game and then gets wind of like the Rhino and Spider-Man and that kind of stuff and wants to kill them because of the biggest challenge.
Oh, sure.
He has the full-on lion vests, like lion head vest in the image I saw. So we'll see what happens. But Russell Crowe plays his dad, like the original, the OG Craven, like who basically leaves him to die out on the savannah kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that gets paid off, and I'm excited to see Russell Crowe in that universe now too. So
yeah.
Obviously he's not going to be the Greek Zeus that we saw in Thor, because I mean that would be fantastic. But come on. Let's see what else do we got here. Oh, I guess I should have grouped that with a Secret Invasion. A bunch of people are pissed off that Marvel Studios used AI to generate the opening for that series instead of using concept artists and story artists and the people that would normally get paid, digital artists for that kind of thing. They used AI and it generated the complete opening credits for it. And fans are pissed and people who work in the industry are pissed because it's like the beginning of the end for those people.
Right.
Which is understandably, exactly. Which is one of the reasons why the writers are striking so hard. And one of the reasons why the actors will probably join them.
They already have. Yeah. Like
did they officially join them?
Well, I don't know that I don't know that they've officially joined them. I know from my Star Trek circles that all of the Star Trek actors have gone out in support of.
Oh, right. Yeah. They're walking the picket with them, but there's also the Actors Guild is talking about striking it as well.
Oh,
on their own.
No,
yeah, exactly. Which would be huge.
Yeah.
Like writer striking is bad enough, but actor striking is a big deal.
Yeah. That's nuts.
And AI is a big sticking point,
right,
for that kind of stuff. So I get why people are pissed. I understand why Marvel would do that. I don't know if it was a time crunch or what. I doubt it, considering they plan things out like a decade in advance. But it's not a good look, and I'm not a fan of that option, considering you're cutting out people's livelihoods for the sake of what? Saving a couple pennies when they have billions of dollars. Let's see. And I think that's really all I've got maybe for this week.
Okay.
Quick aside, The Flash was a fantastic movie, and it is getting panned.
I heard
everyone. Well, it's not getting panned. It's not getting seen. People are basically not going because they cast a real life villain as the Flash and left him in there, I think is the main reason. But it's also putting in jeopardy the rest of DC's slate for the rest of the year, it looks like.
Well,
that's what the rumor is.
I mean, and I have a theory. Well, first and foremost, people just haven't been going to DC movies in the theater for a while. Like the last really good one, or the last big DC opening was I can't
Z Batman.
Oh, it was 772 million, right? Something like that. Okay, how do I know that number? I don't know.
We'll check with our fact.
Right? Yeah. We'll get the Rum and Regret analytics department on that one. Anyway, so that was
an analytics department.
Yeah, I think we do. So yeah. Anyway, and then since they've announced that the DC EU is gone, basically the Snyderverse, what he created, do you really want to get invested in a story that's going away? And do you want to pay money or just wait for it to come out on digital, which what, it comes out on digital July 18th, The Flash does, right? Like,
Really?
yeah, they just announced it.
That's good.
They just announced
That's
it
crazy
today.
because they're not making any money. That
Right.
makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's too bad.
and again, are you going to pay money to go out and see a story that isn't necessarily going to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Or going to move forward? Especially, I mean, and that's why Marvel continues to do well, because they're continuing the story and people want to go see it and people want to stay up to date, right? But and to your point, Nate, I don't know how much the general movie going audience knows about Ezra Miller and what they've done, and him being,
Just, yeah.
and him being who he is or who they are,
Right.
and but to your point, it's a great movie. It's a wonderful representation of the Flashpoint comic. Yeah, man, Sasha Kaye is great as Supergirl.
Hell yeah, she is.
I really, because I know that they're going to make a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie. Who knows if that comes to fruition? I think that would be fantastic. She deserves more time in that suit.
Agreed. Yep.
Obviously, seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman was, I mean,
the best.
Yeah,
the theater was cheering.
Oh yeah,
when
it's just
that happened.
It's,
yeah.
I mean, it's something that everybody's wanted to see, and yeah, he kills it. He's great. And then a lot of the cameos that we got in the end scene, the sort of the DC universe cameos that we got. Like if this was sort of the end of the Snyderverse, like this would have been the perfect movie to end the Snyderverse on.
Well, that's what it is.
Well, no, because we get Aquaman in December.
We might not.
Yeah.
That's the rumble. Is so like based on the way this movie performed, they were going to make another Batman movie with Michael Keaton.
Right.
Batman Begins movie with Michael Keaton. So we potentially could have seen more of Sasha Kaye there.
Yeah.
Probably not, but potentially. That's not going to happen now, according to all reports. And they're also potentially going to pull Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2. And
well,
I don't see them doing that.
No, well, so
if they're gonna, they might do the cash in for tax purposes situation if they can't get there. So here's my problem is that the studio has fucked up so many things with knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah.
Like most of the Snyderverse, Henry Cavill as Superman, obviously, Man of Steel didn't happen. Justice League was supposed to be 3 parts. That didn't happen.
Right.
Like they have these knee-jerk reactions that have completely torched a lot of what could have been. I mean, we can't really tell, but I think that's just kind of the general consensus is that Warner Brothers has really kind of screwed the pooch on this.
Right.
But it's really going to bum me out. Or, I mean, the Michael Keaton's probably done in the cowl, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because we would have had him in that Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
As well.
Right.
With Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully they do the right thing and let this stuff go out because Blue Beetle looks great. And it's going to be, well, by all accounts, it's like what Wakanda Forever was to the Black community. Blue Beetle is supposed to be that kind of thing for the Latino community, like crazy representation and inside jokes and like get people fucking stoked for it and bring more people into the fold. So
James Gunn was just on Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast and said that
I saw that
Blue Beetle is technically the first DCU movie.
Right.
So I doubt that they would shelve that one.
I hope not. I mean, that interview happened before The Flash. And
right.
And ostensibly before any kind of attachment was made as far as the next steps.
Yeah.
And hopefully because he's in charge of that whole side of things, he's not in charge of the finance part of it.
Yeah.
But, hopefully his control will allow that stuff to continue.
No,
so,
I agree.
We'll see.
Yeah. Joe, did you get spoiled on any of the cameos in the Flash movie?
Nope.
Okay.
Not a one.
Okay. Well, then we shouldn't.
Yeah,
we shouldn't.
I just.
Do you care?
Okay. I did. I was sad to hear that it was panned.
Yeah.
so much.
No, the movie
because,
is
like,
so let me
because
retcon that.
because people
It's
that
the movie's great.
and
The
everybody
movie's really
that
good.
like you guys say it's great, and
Yeah.
people that like I follow on Twitter that have actually watched the movie, they're like, it's great. I don't know why
Mhm.
it's getting panned across the universe, but I'm bummed for you guys.
Well,
But if you liked it, it's all good.
yeah, no, it is a really good movie. And again, like I said, it's a fantastic representation of the Flashpoint comic, and it's done really well.
Yep.
You know, and it I think it makes a lot of smart choices here and there. I love I loved the chronosphere, what they call it. They changed up the cosmic treadmill, which is now the chronosphere, and I love the representation inside that of making the different choices and all that stuff. I thought that was done really well. But yeah, and then I mean, yeah, just like the cameos were nuts. They were nuts.
I'm excited for the Blu-ray because apparently there's like the original cut of the movie was 4 hours long.
Right. Yeah.
And there's supposed to be a ton of deleted scenes. So there's a whole spoiler alert, I guess, Joe. There's a whole scene where they break out Supergirl from this Russian underground bunker, right? It's an alternate universe. Superman never reached Earth. So Kara Zor-El, his cousin, right?
Yeah, cousin.
Is the one that ends up there and gets abducted by the Russians and stored underground where she's wasting away in solitude, basically, and with no access to the sun. And they have to break her out because they need to be able to fight Zod, who's in this universe, is back and uber badass because there's no supers.
Yeah.
But there's a whole fight scene of her escaping and then finally getting some sunlight and then going ham on some guys. But apparently that whole scene was so R-rated, they had to cut it down by like 2/3 because apparently it was like a Homelander. She went Homelander.
Yeah, that's what she said.
On the Russians. Yeah. Like running through fools and making people explode. And it's still pretty intense, the stuff that she does, but it's not, it's all, a lot of it's like throw the guy up into the air 1,000,000 miles and then you know what happens.
Yeah.
Release the Homelander cut.
Right.
Dude, right? I would pay to see that. I mean, it's like Brightburn, but not,
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, her performance was amazing. Obviously, Keaton was great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And Ezra Miller, they fucking rocked it. Like amazing acting. We were crying in the theater
and had to
a couple times,
and had to play off of himself, off of themselves, and basically played two different roles, and I mean was easily discernible in those roles. It was great. I mean, yeah, it was. It does suck what's happening to the movie, but to some extent I get it.
Yeah, but to do worse than Black Adam.
Yeah, right.
And this is so much better.
Yeah.
Like
10
times the movie that was.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, we're spending a lot of time.
No, we are.
Rip.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah. R.I.P. DCEU.
Yeah. And goddamn, if you liked the first Spider-Verse movie at all, see if you can still find that movie in the theater, go see it. $5 Tuesday, whatever it takes.
Right.
It's going to be out on digital in a long time, apparently.
Oh, sure.
Sony's not going to give that to Disney Plus anytime soon.
Okay.
And it's so worth it. It improves on the original in pretty much every way, with the exception of the new factor.
Okay.
But they do so much with it that it's worth it.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. No,
I'm done.
Good
Moving
talk.
on.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna keep the R&R watch list short for just for talk, but this will actually sort of bleed into the horror corner just a little bit. Through Horror Haggard's recommendation of From on MGM,
Mr. Soup's House of Horror.
Yeah, on MGM Plus, man, From is fantastic. It's so good.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I'm gonna be vague because I think we should discuss this.
Am I gonna have to watch another fucking horror movie? God damn
yes.
Well, this is a series, Nate, so it's a commitment, man.
Oh, even better.
Oh
wow, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
How many side kittens, Andy?
I mean, okay, so let me tell you. So typically, in the Drake household, we watch sort of our day of release shows. And our day of release shows right now have been Walking Dead, Dead City, which started out really strong last week, by the way. Star Trek Strange New Worlds, which is coming up on its 3rd episode this week.
Oh shit, that's what I'm doing after this.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then I watched because for scary stuff I have to sort of voir dire the the scary stuff for Jamie. But if there's a fun sort of supernatural, like what the hell is going on element to it, then I'm all about it. Right? And she's all about it too, right? So,
dude, you're like a horror sommelier.
Right, exactly.
Like,
no,
this movie pairs nicely with this chocolate treat and this rum drink.
It's got
we need to do that.
It's got hints of strange and the mysterious in it.
Rum and regret horror pairings, right. Or whatever movie pairings. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Okay, new segment. I'll put that
down. So I watch, and typically when I do that, I watch the first episode and see if it will give us enough, right, to go on with Jamie. I ended up watching 6 episodes. All right. And I was like, stop. We'll have Jamie watch the first episode.
Wait, did you watch him again with her then?
Yeah.
Or you sent her off to watch?
No. I watched the first because I caught more obviously the next time around here, and so we finally so now this has preempted all of our day of releases, right? And we are now watching because there are 2 seasons of From out, so we're watching everything now because Jamie's into it, and we're talking over dinner about theories of what's going on, and it's just. Man, first episode really just brings it in and just gets you like chatting like what the hell's going on here. And it's so Joe, if you can fit that onto your watch list, at least get a couple episodes under your belt. And I know Steve would want to come in and talk about it as well. So that would be a good future cast.
So I do have to.
Sorry, Nate. I'm sorry.
God damn it!
It's Harold Perrineau, the lead is the lead actor in this. He was from Lost. He was Michael from Lost. And this is actually from some of the executive producers of Lost. So there is a Lost-esque feel to around sort of what's happening.
Yeah. There's no cheese graters involved.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's like the first couple seasons of Lost,
right,
as opposed to the ending of Lost.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay.
No, for sure. But the supporting cast here is great, and it's again, it's every episode you're just like, oh man, what the hell? Like, what's going on? Where's just there's so much I want to say, but I can't, so I won't. So anyway, guys, if you can put From on your watch list and go there. Second thing I wanted to mention too was again Star Trek Strange New Worlds. 2nd episode, fantastic. Sort of the one thing that I really loved what Star Trek Strange New Worlds did last season was they were kind of able to flip like show genres episode to episode, which was great. And so we get sort of a
no spoilers, please.
Okay, yeah. So I'll shut up. Anyway, they're keeping tradition there. I'll put it there, and it's been fantastic so far.
I'm gonna repost the watch this doc.
In
our chat. If you guys come across stuff like that, put it in the goddamn list.
I will do that. I will remove. I will remove fucking evil, and I will put fucking From on there. So that's gonna be it for the watch list this week. So we can jump into the horror corner. What do you have?
I was trying to think if I had anything for the watch list recently, but we've been rewatching Rebels. We're in season 3 again, and Thrawn just showed up again, which is fucking insane. How scary Skarsgård is.
Yeah,
as Thrawn, and he's going to be the live action guy, so I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
and Ahsoka series starts in August. What else have we been watching lately? We did Ted Lasso. We talked about
yeah,
that.
we did last week. Yeah, last cast.
I don't think I've got anything else for that one. So
Okay.
yeah, sorry.
All right. No, so,
As you were.
Yeah. So let's jump into the horror corner. Obviously, Black Mirror released season 5, season 6, season 6.
6. I couldn't believe that
Yeah.
when I looked it up. Like, wait, what?
Right. So 5
Have
episodes.
I watched all this? I'm pretty sure I have.
So 5 episodes of season 6. We're going to talk about the first 3 tonight, and then we're also going to talk about Evil Dead Rise. So Joe, we've manipulated this conversation long enough. Let's do. Should we start Black Mirror and then go into Evil Dead Rise?
Sure.
Okay.
Real quick, I do want to just have a little. Sorry to bring it down, but rest in peace for our warlock Julian Sands, who was found.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, missing since January, hiking and.
Jesus, really? It's been that long?
Yeah,
It's
6
been
months.
that long.
Oh my God! What did they find? Well, never mind.
well-
I don't want to know. Like a pentagram necklace and what else? Yeah.
They found enough to where they can identify that it was him. So,
Damn.
It's a bummer, but at least it's closure.
Yeah, there's closure. Yeah.
Yeah. Stay inside, kids.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hike in pairs, at least.
Right. Yeah.
Hike in pairs.
Have
Go
a buddy.
outside, but
Have a
buddy. There's always the buddy system.
Right.
Potentially armed,
Mhm.
unofficially.
Yeah, right.
Or with magic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
He had that. Joe.
Right.
We knew this.
But rest in peace, Julian. We love you and we miss you, and you're the warlock.
Yes.
So
I think we should have a watch party in his honor.
we should.
Oh, we should.
That'd be good.
Speaking of watch parties,
Hmm.
we can have an Evil Dead watch party because all the Evil Deads are on HBO Max or the Max or whatever we're calling it these days.
I got nervous when you posted that in our chat. I'm like, no, Joe, stay on target and watch the movie, please.
Right, exactly. Well, I started watching. What was the?
Because I've seen all the other Evil Dead.
Right. I know. I was just
Yeah.
making sure.
Joe
So,
posts something about Supernatural, and we lose her for 3 years.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
But so I actually do want to ask, Nate, have you ever seen an Evil Dead movie?
Of course.
Okay.
Wait, have
Yeah,
you
I
seen?
saw the first 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
Did
that's
you?
everything.
So you haven't seen the 2013 one?
I don't believe so. Let me look.
Okay.
Evil Dead 2013.
I'm just trying to gauge your Evil Dead
Ness?
kinda-
What?
Ness or like
Oh, remote cabin, tied up something. Oh God, no, I haven't seen
Oh,
this.
God.
okay.
I can see the picture of her like under the little trap door with the chains on it. Like, oh, like nope, haven't seen that one.
But so shoot. So should we just go into Evil Dead,
Let's.
or do we?
No,
want
yeah,
to do
let the Black Mirror one
Let's-
first because
okay,
I think
okay.
we could spend way more time on Evil
Right.
Dead. Well, no,
All right.
fuck it, let's do Evil Dead.
Yeah.
We're
Let's
on-
do that first. Yeah.
I'm looking at all of the
Yeah.
disgustingness anyway, so let's do it.
Yeah. So Joe, what did you think of Evil Dead? I mean, because we've been hearing for months about how good this movie is, and how great this movie is, and you and I both love the horror. So,
Yeah.
like, what did you?
And I think you and I both love Evil Dead as a franchise.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, come on. So, what did you think of this movie? Like, just your general sort of opinion before we dissect it.
General opinion before we dissect it, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I love the originals, but I really enjoy the new ones, both this and the 2013, because it kind of it does a little bit of different spin-off. There's
Yeah.
no Ash, there's it's just the Necronomicon, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But it's just good old-fashioned Deadites and grossness and horror and fun. So yeah, I was pretty stoked on this one.
Yeah. No,
And the mom's makeup was ridiculous.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Yeah, kudos to the makeup department in this one because man, they had a lot to do and it showed up on screen really, really well.
Really? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they go to Costco for
Mia
their
from
fake
the last
blood.
one,
Right.
and Mom from this one. I'm like,
Yeah.
tits. That was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is the lead actress? Is the girl from Vikings from
Well, it's Alyssa Sutherland.
yeah,
plays
that's
the
right,
mom.
Alyssa Sutherland. Man, yeah,
Mhm.
she was so good.
She's
So
amazing.
Creepy as hell once she's possessed. Oh my god! Like the Joker smile she gets. Can we get her as a Lady Joker? Holy crap!
right.
Like,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
built in.
Oh man, and well,
Can we
and then
gender bend Batman? That'd be great.
oh
Lady
yeah,
Joker. That'd be awesome.
yeah.
Oh man.
But and it's always creepy when they turn down the timbre of their voice too when they do the talking and
Mhm.
just like
Oh yeah.
Yeah, can I
Everything's
just
great until we're
Until-
talking
Right.
like this.
Mommy loves you.
yeah.
Yeah, can I just interject real quick
Please.
and just say
Oh yeah, for
fucking DJs.
I seriously, man,
DJs ruin the world.
the world would be a
I
better
was-
place.
sure.
If it
I
wasn't
live
for
tweeted
DJs.
a lot of this movie yesterday, and
It
when
was
it gets to my
hilarious.
turn, I'll go through the greatest hits of that.
Yeah.
I should have done more, but kind of halfway once I got to the like the kitchen start to
What-
break down
You say
stuff.
once you got to the guts of the movie, Nate?
Yeah, something like that. Don't watch this movie if your tummy's doing funny things. I'm just going to throw that out.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Joe. Back.
Oh
back
no,
to-
it's all good. The opening was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's things you have to have in an Evil Dead movie. You got to have a cabin.
Right.
Right.
You got to have a record.
Yeah.
You got to have a shotgun and a chainsaw.
And the Necronomicon.
And
Yeah.
and the Necronomicon, which now we have 3 apparently.
3 volumes of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Because like in the first 3 Evil Dead movies, it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, and
Right.
it's just the Book of the Dead. And
Yeah,
then
right.
in Army of Darkness, there's the 3 books that he has to pick from, and the
Oh, that's
Klaatu,
right.
Verata, Necktie, Nectar.
Yeah.
So now they kind of bring it back of like there might actually be 3 books, and now it's called the Necronomicon. Sorry, I've been drinking.
Not gonna work here
Necronomicon
anymore.
Exactly. Now it's the Naturum Demonto. But
Yeah. Yes.
yes, and
Nick
all of a
Del
sudden-
Vecchio? What?
The Natalie Imbruglia. What?
all of a sudden, demons are gonna.
I know, right?
Freaking thunder.
As long as you don't try to fucking dubstep that shit.
I
you'll be
know,
fine.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
But my point is it's interesting that they're gonna actually kind of do 3 books now, and I'm kind of interested to see that. And I've heard a rumor that it's so the first book is Ash and his story. The second book is the one that Mia finds in the 2013 movie, and the third book is the one in this one.
Ooh, I want like super demons trying to get the books all together
Right.
for some massive like.
Some Booktron.
Crossover.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I love that part of it too. I love that they're in essence expanding the universe and giving
Mhm.
us different and again you can always play to the you don't necessarily need to tell a continuation of the story. You can tell where this book was in different pockets of time, and you know,
Yeah.
and
I
so
want the story of them sealing it away.
Right.
And where did they source all of their crucifixes? Holy shit.
I know,
That
right?
was that was
Some-
that was a Baja vendor's worth of tchotchkes.
Right.
yeah.
Like maybe we'll turn away from that. Like besides the fact it's in a goddamn sarcophagus.
Right.
Right.
If it's covered
And-
in crosses,
Some poor
Yeah.
monastery.
walk away.
Some poor
Who builds
monastery
an
gets
apartment?
Yeah, some
Let's
poor
say, who builds
monastery.
an apartment building in front of or top of a bank vault full of fucking
Right.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
OSHA would not have approved that.
Right.
No.
Yeah, but no, some poor monastery gets charged with making all the crosses. We're gonna need about 500,000 crosses by Friday. Can you guys
Yeah,
do that
exactly.
for us?
End of the week would be great.
Right. Yeah.
Fucking people, are you kidding me?
That'll be about 18 Hail Marys. And
Right.
I think we'll be good.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I agree. I thought this started out great. Like I mean, just from seeing all of the trailers and everything, you know, going into the cabin and the lake, and you're just like, okay, what is this? Like, what are we getting? And we're like, oh, okay, one day earlier. All right, that's great, you know.
Mhm.
Oh, and the scalping scene was
Oh!
amazing.
Yeah, man, the side pony was ripped to the side pony,
Oh.
man. Oh my god. Well, and they
Um,
totally telegraph the beginning with the drone, like, oh
Right.
man, you turned my face off, and then she does it.
Yeah.
later, like, oh, good.
I'm gonna think twice about putting my hair in a side braid. I'll tell you what.
Word.
Yeah,
Oh
just
my
don't.
God.
Just don't, you know, especially if you're going camping or anywhere that you are susceptible to the evil spirits.
Right.
Yeah, let's back up a minute. She deserved to have her side pony ripped off. Your friend gets possessed, is talking all the kinds of crazy stuff, sneakily falls off the side of the bed. You go check her out, and then turn your eyes away from her for a hot second.
Right.
Yeah, you deserve to
And
die.
put the braid right
Yeah.
in arm's
Yeah.
reach.
Yeah, she deserved to die, and I hope she burns in hell.
Seriously, if anybody starts like quoting Wuthering Heights to me in a demon voice,
Right.
they're getting hit with the nearest thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Decapitation immediately. I approve this message.
Yeah,
You have
yeah, yeah.
This is my approval, Joe. If it ever happens to me, kill me quick.
Right.
For
Yeah.
real. I will give you an honorable death.
And
Thank
double
you.
tap.
Good Lord.
Always double tap.
Always
Mhm.
double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up on the cardio. Always
No,
double tap.
yeah, right. Always double tap though. It's very important. Yeah, but so then we get the one day earlier, and we start to get into the story of who we're going to be spending most of our time with during the movie here.
Creepy mother.
Yeah, first we get sort of the sister's backstory, the guitar tech.
Inside the club,
Yeah.
being on a stick.
I know, never the way you want to find out. But hey, you know, if
It works for me.
right, if you gotta, you gotta, right? So yeah, so anyway, and then yeah, we get to the dilapidated apartment building, which I think
Hey.
we've all lived there.
Historic, all right? Because honestly, I would live in that apartment.
Right.
No fucking
Has
problem.
character and demons.
Right.
Yeah. That's the kind of character I would jump on and get in trouble for.
The architect's name was Ivor Shandor.
Right. There's summoning Gozer from the top story.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, recently separated family. Mom's got the kids. They have to move out in a month, and sister shows up. Wasn't there for her sister when she needed her, but now the sister, sort of needs her sister. Anyway, whatever. We get to the
Needing sisters.
sisters needing sisters. Mass hysteria. No. But yeah, then we get to the earthquake that takes out.
Well, we got to meet the kids first,
Well, but
right?
And
And Stephanie.
the-
Come on,
the
Stephanie
hero-
is my favorite part of
the
that
hero
movie.
of the movie, Stephanie. What? Okay, credits to the writer that came up with Stephanie, because man,
Yeah.
Right.
the fact that no one has come up with that in popular
Right.
culture yet is just
I
incredible.
had to rewrite it twice when I was texting that. Like, wait, is there it's a PH, right?
Right, yeah, Stephanie.
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 Oh yeah, dude. That's the best.
So good. Yeah, such a great. I mean,
And kudos to the actor for
Yeah.
first, like,
Ah,
child acting first thing to do an Evil Dead movie.
Oh my god, can we get her some therapy to
I
go
know,
with her
right?
salary? Because that took me out of the movie almost. Like I was fucking, oh my god, this poor kid. Oh
Somebody
shit.
save this child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
that's
stuff she had to witness. Like, ugh.
and that's yeah. I mean, and that's
it is fake, Nate.
right.
I'm aware.
But
That doesn't lessen the trauma.
no, yeah, and well,
the
I
blood
mean,
is corn syrup. It's okay.
and that's almost a deal breaker sometimes if
Yeah.
it's a little too hard. Like, holy crap, these kids, I mean,
Yeah.
all the kids in the all the kids on that floor did not have a good night.
Mm-mm.
No.
No.
Yeah, there was a couple moments. Well, especially like towards the end when the possessed Ellie is like at her sister's stomach with her claws and
Oh
like
yeah,
hearing the heartbeat. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking puke if this
Ooh.
happens right now.
right,
Like, and they don't do it, thank God.
yeah.
That
So-
was actually something I was kind of bummed they didn't pay off. on.
Oh Jesus Christ, Joe!
Okay, sorry. Okay.
What is wrong with you people?
Well, no, because
And
okay,
yes, I said you people.
just to say,
Fucking Christ.
they made it a thing through this whole movie about the sister being pregnant.
Right.
Yes.
I was really hoping for an unborn dead-eyed baby or some kind of payoff. Nothing.
Nothing.
So I'm like, okay, maybe it's gonna come out.
How much
in the-
blood is enough, Joe?
No, I'm not saying
You got
that.
the blood of every
saying
other
what-
child.
What was the point of her being pregnant?
That's what got her to the apartment.
Well, and I think that's
Okay.
and that's a
That was
little
it.
bit of a I mean
Okay, Joe's disappointed we didn't see it in utero murder.
right, yeah.
This
Come
is
on,
what
it's
the
Evil
Republicans
Dead.
think
It's
the
Evil
Democrats want.
Dead.
we want horror murder legalized. Direct abortions via demons. That's what they're saying.
Russell Crowe's outside the apartment building right now. Are you not entertained, Joe? Are you not entertained?
How much blood is enough? Oh my god.
Apparently not an elevator worth.
Queen of Darkness over here bathing in the blood of children. Like,
Right.
good God.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and then and so they find the book. They find the complete Monks LP set.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
The shady priest from apparently right when they invented fucking
Yeah, right.
vinyl.
Yeah, you got your 30 Columbia House LPs for your 1 cent down there.
Worst deal ever.
Right? And then, yeah, man, to your point.
Side note, I guarantee you that Steve owns that.
Oh, yeah, right, right. And then, yeah, to your point, man, effing DJs, dude. Like, just because you got it
Right.
doesn't mean you need to play it.
Or read it, or
Right. Nothing
mean, the
bad
fact
ever
that it
came
has-
from reading a book.
Teeth on the side of the book. Giant spiky
It's-
teeth.
it's
Come on.
literally stopping you from opening the
Right.
opening the book.
Yeah.
I would have loved for them to have made that like a less awkward transition.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like, how many red flags can you run by at the speed of light?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
There's an earthquake. There's a hole. There's a vault.
Right.
There's
Ah.
Jesus crucifix that almost crushes you. There's 1,000 hanging crucifixes over a sarcophagus with a giant cross carved on it.
Yeah, like, did you
How
not?
many things can we run past?
Yeah, did you not
But
pick up?
we're in our 40s. He's probably like 19, 20. When
I'd
we
say
were in our
younger than that,
20s,
but I
we probably
guarantee you-
would have. Well, he's driving age.
No.
Well,
You would have seen horror movies.
Right. When
By that.
and I would have
Come on.
run screaming towards those horror movies.
Oh,
I
right.
would've-
for the love.
I would
Okay,
have been
so
that
Joe's gonna kill
asshole
us
that-
all.
Yep.
This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Joe's
Oh,
the
I
fucking
would
DJ.
totally would have been the person that's like, oh, look at that creepy book. Let's open it and read it.
Joe's the DJ.
Joe
Fuck.
is the DJ.
No,
Joe
I'm
gets
saying-
us all killed.
20.
20-year-old Jobin.
20-year-old Jobin would have done that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
40-year-old Jobin knows better.
Right. Yeah. You can get the writing on the wall
Jesus, Joe.
in the cemented over
God.
archive.
For the love of God.
Yeah.
So I don't blame the kid for doing what he did. I
Ooh.
respect him for knowing at the end of like, oh, I fucked up. I did this is all my fault. I'm
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah, hot take.
Right. Yeah. Shouldn't have done
Don't
it.
fault the kid that ended the world.
Right. Oh man.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and no, and then that's when this movie really starts to do what it does really well. And yeah, I did find it interesting though that how long is it going to be before any of us ride an elevator again?
I mean, so dumb.
I know.
I was fine with the elevator. Like,
Right.
oh, the stairs are conveniently gone,
Right.
but not the fire escape. It's okay.
Well, but I did love. I mean, you go through the point of saying that it's going to get a torn down building, right? That it's
Right,
you know
it's all
that yeah,
jacked
it's
up.
not gonna
Right.
it's not not safe in any way, shape, or form. Sure enough, of really strong earthquakes, yeah, it's gonna shatter the stairwell. Like that was
Mhm.
believable. Like I bought it. But yeah, and so dude, yeah, the possession elevator scene. I just
Oh man.
yeah, like man, I mean, there's so many good moments in this film that I just thought were like were done really well. And then yeah, as sort of the night goes on and she gets a little more evil. I
Mhm.
did, yeah, I just oh man. I'm getting chills talking about it right now.
I
Um,
love the there's like just vibes and callbacks through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even the elevator scene where she gets possessed. It's like the original Evil Dead possession is similar to the 2013 one,
Yeah.
similar to this.
Right.
It's like there's kind of like connecting threads through the whole thing. And it was that kind of stuff. Like watching this movie, I was like, okay, somebody loved Evil. Like, obviously it's, Sam Raimi, but the director who I can't remember his name, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but like he paid that due attention to the franchise.
Well, yeah, I mean, we even got Raimi Cam in the beginning of the movie. Like
Right?
we even got the the handheld through the forest.
Yes. Oh, and that was part of the
That
opening
happened later
scene.
too.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the noise and
Yeah.
like, just the vibes, and it's
Yeah, that was my first comment on my live tweeting, was the sound mix in the opening was insane. Like with surround, apparently it's in Atmos format too. So I had some of the height stuff happening in the forest with like the creepy noises and everything. It was it was intense. I blasted that movie, by the way, until it got to like the crazy horror screaming, and then I had to like pot it down for the neighbors. But
yeah.
I
know. I'm sad I didn't see it in the theaters with that, because
me too.
Yeah. I forget how scary that sound is in those situations, Well,
especially with the speakers, like with the DJ scenes and everything, with the thing like going down super low and getting crazy with the summoning spells.
Yeah.
That would have been intense. I mean, puke in public. Woohoo.
Yeah, yeah, right. But yeah, this is sort of the point where the movie turns, and like I don't even know where to go. We had the sort of the failed eye tattoo, right? Yeah. And then we had the oh god, what else? Oh, when she gets I'm jumping all over the place anyway. When they barricade the door, first we get the watch through the peephole what's happening in the in the hallway.
The
Oh, man.
neighbors running back and forth and the kid getting thrown into the wall. Like,
Yeah.
she closed that door really quickly on everybody else, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
I get it, but good lord.
Yeah.
That
And
little kid
This
in the
is
hallway.
this was
got
actually one of my
ragdolled.
little caveats of just like because I'm that twisted motherfucker. I wanted to see more of what's happening in that hallway,
Right. Yeah.
but at the same time, I loved her through the peephole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just her sitting in the peephole was freaky as fuck, and I
Yeah, the
loved
fisheye
it.
really exaggerated her features too.
Yeah.
And was I back to the beginning of the movie? That happened too, right? When they were showing the cabin for the first time, was that a big fisheye where the trees were all bent in on it, or was that just the version I saw? I'd have to go back and rewatch it because
Oh, I
it
don't
was
remember.
very noticeable.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Yeah.
it was a fisheye on the cabin. It was just
Yeah.
the kind of the way it was, but it was the A-frame cabin.
Right,
Right.
but
And
the
just-
trees were all pointed in on it, like it was a fisheye lens almost, but not
It
as
might have been.
not as
Shit.
not as harsh as normal. But yeah, it looked really cool. It was
Mhm.
Yeah, I
it
wouldn't,
definitely gave
I
you the
wouldn't be
creepy vibe.
surprised if they did that.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, from here, no, we get people slowly getting possessed. We get people trying to take out demons. You also get sort of an we'll play LP1, we'll play LP2, and let's just go straight to 10 and find out what happened. Like, screw any important 3 through 9 volumes, right?
Oh shoot, you're right, Nate. It was
Yeah,
a
I sent you
fisheye.
the picture. I mean, it looks like it, but yeah.
Oh, you sent
I sent the screenshot. I literally just searched for Evil Dead cabin fisheye, and that's what came up.
oh, dude, for sure. Yeah.
He said he wanted. I view the apartment as I view the apartment as the cabin, and the hallways and other aspects of the building as the forest. So that's
Yeah.
why he tied that shot together. That's cool.
That is cool.
Mhm.
I love
Genius,
it.
genius
I
shit.
like it.
Not my song, but genius. Genius either way. Lee Cronin is a fucked up
I
person.
know.
Okay.
Yeah, and then well, I mean, we get the maggot vomit.
Oh, that was where I lost it.
I
Like,
almost literally lost it when that happened. Like, oh,
the cheese grater didn't affect me as much
Mhm.
as the maggots did.
No, that-
'cause I
yeah,
think
same.
that cabin fever prepared me for the cheese grater.
no, cheese grater was the one that got me. Like, that was like, I was like, nope, covering the eyes.
Yeah, no, the maggots. I was like, okay, I might actually have a visceral reaction here.
Right. Yeah. And then who does Stephanie get?
The
Sister, the short hair.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Eccles.
yeah.
it looks like.
But yeah, then they the sister and the girl get their own sort of elevator scene where
Oh, man.
where we get the river of blood in the in the lobby.
The shining elevator.
Yeah, the shining element, which was great. And then we get super Deadite. All Deadites merge and form super
Yeah,
Deadite.
It was Devastator.
Right.
Yeah.
No, totally. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Constructicons, go.
Yeah. So
That
this
was
was
cool.
another point where I was like, because like it just seemed more like Resident Evil to me than Evil Dead.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
would have appreciated more just like all the separate Deadites coming in and just
Well, and again,
being
I
Deadite.
you know, we've talked about sort of all of the you know, homages to the previous horror movies and everything. This might have been an homage to The Thing, where
Yeah.
you know, where you see the big sort of like super thing in the middle with all the faces and the arms and the dogs and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this is it. And then we go Fargo with the
Right?
with the wood chipper at the end.
The wood chipper. Yeah.
Which actually makes perfect sense because they're saying like dismember it.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
that's the only thing that's gonna stop this. And
But then
Or
it
you-
still hung out in the garage for we're gonna have such an amazing weekend.
I know.
at the Cabanela Cod, for the fucking Valley Girl to take it.
Well, and
That's funny.
yeah, and she was a little too nonchalant after sort of all the shit that went down in there, unless she lived on a different floor.
Yeah. Well, even then, like, you don't hear the screaming, the earthquake didn't run you out, the power
Right.
outages, none of the shotgun blasts.
Yeah.
Like, it said she was on floor 5. What floor were they on?
Right. Yeah.
Well, like, I think they were up much higher, but
Yeah.
yeah, creepy as hell. And then took her forever to notice the gory of all viscera scenes in the parking garage
right.
with the wood chipper that should still be running technically,
Right. Yeah.
and just blood everywhere. Like,
As she's on her phone, she's
No.
thinking about her vacation.
That's
and,
right.
imagine
talking to
the
her friend.
smell. There's no breeze down there. There's no, it's just
Yeah.
Okay, fair point.
It's just poop and demon blood. That's all
Right.
that you
Yeah.
and diesel
Just-
or whatever that thing runs on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brutal.
But
Fuck.
no, I love this movie. I thought it was a solid 8 out of 10. As
Oh, yeah.
as horror movies go, and as a possible, I mean, this is the 5th Evil Dead movie, and we're getting sort of almost like expanded universe now, you know, with the 3 books versus the 1 book. Like, I would say the future seems bright for Evil Dead as a franchise, but we want that future to be dark and murky.
Mhm.
Apparently this was better than the 2013 one by most accounts, at least on the rating system I'm looking at.
I
What did
would
you guys
say
think?
it's equal. I
Okay.
wouldn't say it's better. I would say it's, but it's dead balls on equal.
A lot of the images that I'm seeing for 2013 are directly ripped for this movie, like the chainsaw, the way that the creature dies at the end with the chainsaw. Like, there's a lot of similarities, and I know that's a through line through the movies, but
Yeah.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was looking at my live tweeting, and it took me 6:08 p.m. Holy hell! The sound mix in the opening credits is freaking me out.
Yeah.
7:39 p.m. Ugh! Why do you guys watch this shit?
yeah.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then it took Joe a while. Like, did we break Nate?
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, my quick rundown here was opening credits music freaking me out. Jessica?
Yeah.
Question mark from her friend in the cabin at the beginning. No more side pony. Jesus H.
Right.
Which is hilarious. The side scalping.
Oh,
And then Stephanie was the next
Oh,
one that I
man.
tweeted because that was just epic. I mean, little kid using her mom's scissors to cut off the doll's head. Honey, do you have my scissors? Throw them under the bed. No. And then creates Stephanie. And then it was basically me telling the DJ to stay away from the giant sinkhole, you twat.
right. Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
DJs. And then fuck the elevator scene, because that fucking elevator scene's ridiculous.
Oh,
and then
man.
my next one was about titty sucking parasites, which
Yeah.
I thought was
right.
hilarious.
Yep.
And then she pulls the neighbor's eyeball out with her teeth and spits it into the neighbor's
Oh, God.
kid brother's mouth
Yep.
and kills
That
him
wasn't
that
in
way.
the point where I was almost going to lose it.
Yeah. And then my where's the damn shotgun already? That poor little girl. And then shotgun scene happens right after that, which I thought was hilarious. And then the Jesus Ace, this is too much. I think that's basically when the kitchen stuff started going down. like
Oh
the
yeah.
puking, the maggot puking, and eating of the wine glass. And
Oh,
all
the
that.
eating of the wine glass was rough
Yeah.
too. Like
I
when
gotta-
it's coming through her neck.
Yeah, I gotta kill all the squirmies in my tummy
right.
or whatever. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
What's going on? What's happening?
How about a Pepto Bismol commercial right there? That'd be
Right.
perfect ad placement. Like, just yeah. Come on, yeah. Why do you guys watch this shit? And Andy's response was, "Oh, come on, you love it." No. I almost
No.
checked out at the maggot vomit. Eesh, I need a palate cleanser. that was my final quote of the night.
Eat the
But
worms,
overall,
Michael.
yeah. Overall,
Nice
it's pretty
pull.
nuts. What do you even want a sidekick in this thing? This is off the sidekick.
It-
scale
no,
for
it
me.
really-
It's not even.
Yeah.
It's a different scale.
It's a side pony
maggot
scale.
No, it's a
Side-
maggot. It's a maggot puke scale.
Right.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
How many maggot pukes out of 5?
Well, one solid one for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least
no,
one.
for sure, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I maybe it's the Stephanie scale.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and what the best out of 5 Stephanies? 10 Stephanies?
I don't know. I mean, the side kitten scale we
It's-
used for like that crazy gross shit too. I guess
yeah.
we should keep that. That's side kittens is a pretty epic thing. so.
Right, yeah. And for those, if you
off-
haven't
off the
watched Brand
charts.
New Cherry Flavor, you're missing out.
Do it.
For sure.
I had to chase down how we came up with a side kitten scale for Annie.
Oh
She's
yeah.
like, "What does that mean?" It's like, "Oh, you need to watch the show."
Oh,
And I think she
Lord.
watched it
So
actually
nice.
at some point. But yeah, that's that was fun.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
In memory lane
Yeah.
with the side kitten scale.
So I gotta say, from this movie, there have been a plethora of really awesome tattoos that I will send to you guys to put in
Yeah,
the show
show that in the
notes.
chat.
okay.
There is obviously a cheese grater, bloody cheese grater
Oh,
tattoo
yeah, the cheese grater calf
from
tattoo.
Blake Austin.
Lovely.
Nice.
The director Lee Cronin actually got a stick figure of Stephanie
Yes.
through
Nice.
a stick figure head.
No.
And he didn't post for a while because obviously it's a spoiler,
Right.
But it's on there.
I want that as a white vinyl for my car.
Yeah. right.
That would be dope.
Oh, man.
And then there's 2 amazing tattoos of the mother just through the
Oh,
fisheye lens. There's one. Let's see. What is this? I am not going to read this right.
This is great
Theater
radio,
of,
by the
right.
way.
No, this is-
Theater of Worlds on Twitter, and then KPev2110 on Twitter.
okay.
Time for some new
And-
glasses, Joe. If you
I
need
know,
them.
right? I think you need a different level of thickness.
Right.
Time for those
But-
progressives. Big 4-0. Let's do this.
But yeah, I'll put these in the chat and we can post them. But
Okay,
they're
for sure.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's put them in the show notes. That'd
Yeah.
be fun.
totally. Yeah. Final thoughts on Evil Dead Rise?
Can't get that time back.
Yeah.
There's some things
I wanna
you
watch
can't
it again.
unsee.
yeah.
Oh God, shoot me in the head.
Um.
Okay, so I think we have to come up with a new thing. If I keep watching this shit, Joe, you gotta watch like a Marvel movie with me or something.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some kind of. I feel like I'm getting used here.
Right.
Okay, Like, you guys are extracting my innocence for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Innocence that's the wrong word. My naivete when it comes to body horror.
Okay.
Well, your
we got to
so
figure
bad.
out
Your
some
willingness-
kind of reciprocation for
Yeah.
sure.
I guess, man. Jesus.
It's your
this is
willingness to do
brutal.
whatever you need to do for the cast, man, and we
Or at
appreciate
least, Joe, you have to come, like, you guys come over and barbecue and drink while I watch it so you can
Right.
laugh or something at me or something. Like, good Lord, it's so bad. Woof.
that. Oh man.
Yeah,
But-
for sure.
Yeah, but you didn't need any poking and prodding to watch Black Mirror.
Oh, no, I've been watching Black Mirror since it started.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's completely different.
Yeah, it's true.
That's not, this is like B movie,
Right.
Horror.
yeah.
like, and that's being kind, I think, in some respects. No, Black Mirror is like insanely, oh man. Speaking of which, I
Yeah.
guess
Let's get
late,
into
but-
that.
let's
Holy fuck.
segue.
So good.
So the first episode, I mean, I don't think you could have started off a season any better than Joan is Awful.
Yeah, 100%.
Man, Annie Murphy, first and foremost, incredible. Love seeing her back on screen after Schitt's Creek. I never watched the other series that she was in, so I never knew how that was or anything. But man, she's great in this, and yeah, probably have like the shittiest day at work. Come home and watch Streamberry. That's what they called it? Streamberry? Yeah. And so and then you first glance over Lock Henry and you don't want to watch a true crime, which is episode 2, which was great. And then you watch Joan is Awful based on your life getting played by Salma Hayek. Just like
I mean, at least she was played by Salma Hayek. I mean,
That's right.
if somebody made some weird show about my life, I'd would be honored if someone played me.
Yeah.
And weirded
But
out.
not if it completely blew up your life, though.
Right. Yeah.
And I would probably take a shit on somebody's lawn.
Yeah, right. No, I love the the insane sort of Black Mirror explainers that go on, and how easily they sort of get away with it when it's, oh, this is a completely AI generated series. Selma Hayek gave us the rights to use her likeness. Um and then oh, well, you're fine because it's all in the terms and conditions. Like, nobody reads terms and conditions. They could put anything they want in there and you would be
Right, like one of
screwed.
my notes was TOS strikes again. Like,
Right.
haven't we learned to read the terms?
Right, exactly. And then I love just the sort of the nesting doll of Salma Hayek watching it, and it's Kate Blanchett.
Yeah, and then the assistant's like, "Oh, I love Kate Blanchett. She looks fantastic."
Right,
Like,
yeah,
I really
exactly.
want that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just the fact that I mean, like, you know, everybody's watching it, so she goes to work the next day and it's just like everybody's just like, oh, so bad and so awful. But then when it finally gets to the point where they get to the, well, I mean, first Annie Murphy has her sort of her Groundhog Day moment where she's like, oh, I need to blow this up, like I need to do whatever she does. And Salma Hayek probably delivers her best line on screen ever.
There's a bunch. Which one?
Doesn't my asshole have rights?
It's easily my favorite line in TV history.
Right.
Right.
But the whole lead up to that,
Oh man.
where she's talking to her lawyer.
Yeah.
So whose anus is doing the shit to him?
Right.
And he's looking at his note. Salma Hayek.
Right.
Right. I have that queued up, by the way. That has to be our quote.
Yeah.
This fucking
No,
thing.
I think so for sure.
Doesn't my asshole have rights? I'm gonna get that tattooed on my lower back.
Right.
Let's go.
And well, yeah, and then we the quanputer, the quantum puter that is
Yeah.
that's doing all of the compiling of the day's data.
Yeah, that Michael Cera is guarding.
Oh man. Yeah, and then just the explainer that we get, which I love that, you know, like we're watching a Black Mirror episode, but we're watching Joan is Awful, and like
Yeah.
everybody else is watching this version of Joan is Awful, right?
There's a cool sci-fi twist about all the layered multiverses and whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And Sarah's like, no, Joan Prime is doing this right now. Well, if Joan Prime is here, then you saying that Annie Murphy's here too? Like, and like, I love that part of it. I thought that was just really smart. And I mean, like, how high do you have to be to come up with this stuff? Like,
Very, very high.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. This is why the writers deserve all the money.
Yeah,
Give them
exactly.
whatever
Right.
they want.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
there was ever an argument for like the brilliance, I mean, and we've watched a lot of great TV this year.
Yeah, we're definitely spoiled.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And I get where they're coming from too, because at this point, the way ChatGPT and other AI simulators are functioning now, you can basically feed it a whole season of TV and say, produce me something like this.
Right.
With all these different factors.
Didn't
They're never going to have the generational trauma or the chemical assistance to come up with this shit.
Right.
So
didn't
it'll
South
just
Park
be regurgitations of the same thing.
didn't South Park call this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. South Park is like the Simpsons, where they keep calling
That's
shit
right.
that happens in the zeitgeist. Yeah.
Yeah, and what was
100%.
it like,
Yep.
the squids or something like that? Like the squids that have the, I forget what it was, but they were
plot computer or something? I forget.
yeah,
exactly what
no, it was
yeah.
something like, anyway, but yeah, I just think it's hilarious that South Park called the AI boom. Anyway, but yeah, Joe, we were just going over the Michael Cera moment and the big explainer of this.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved how this ended with the twist of no, we were all watching Andy Murphy's representation of Joan Prime, and then yeah, we get to see. I love the end, the end scene where Joan's in her coffee shop now making coffee for Andy Murphy, and then they both tap their little ankle bracelets on
Mhm.
on the
Right.
on the thing. Again, as an opening episode, I just thought this was incredible. I thought it was great, and like realized how badly I missed Black Mirror after watching this episode. Yeah, what did you guys think of this one? I mean, I know we've been discussing.
Yeah, loved it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would recommend.
Yeah.
Very strong opening. Acting was superb. This entire, I think I only have a couple episodes left, so I'll probably finish those tonight.
Yeah.
But, so far, the acting has been just stellar
Yeah.
and carrying everything. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought me right back into Black Mirror because it's been so long.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, for sure. And then we go into Loch Henry,
Which is a show they teased in Jonah's Awful.
I know.
When they're flipping around like, I can't do another murder whodunit mystery or whatever.
Right.
And so then they watch Jonah's Awful.
Yeah.
But
Like this could have straight up been its own horror movie.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
It was for all the
Yeah.
missing people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, so we have a kid or two filmmakers that are together going back to
A sleepy Scottish town.
yeah, sleepy Scottish town.
To work on a genteel nature documentary
Yeah.
about eggs or something, right?
Something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they go into the final standing pub where his best friend works, that nobody's there. And he gets sort of the rundown of why the town is
well, the girlfriend
dead.
is
Right.
asking, like, this place is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Why isn't this overrun with tourists? And then the friend, the bar proprietor,
Yeah.
basically tells the whole story of the crazy murders from the 90s, 80s.
So, yes, I think
90s?
the 90s.
I
Yeah.
guess it would have been the night, or maybe early aughts compared to their age
Right.
at this point. But
Mhm.
and his father was a cop who was involved and got shot by a serial killer and was, key in like busting open the case and all that. But then people kept disappearing in the town, and so tourism dried up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
And then she basically, because they're both filmmakers, and she insists that this is what we should be making our movie about. Are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me? Like,
Right. Her
Not
eyes
that-
got all streamberry big. and-
Right.
Yeah. right. Not the eggs or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
I need to find that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, this I love the twists and turns in this episode. I thought it was again, the acting is on a great level. The girl who played the filmmaker, the girlfriend was
Mhm.
fantastic, I thought.
Mhm.
But again, everybody's great in this. And yeah, and I mean, again, it's Black Mirror, and it does, like, it plays these different genres, because Jonah's Awful was just sort of this fun, funny. It ends up being this, it starts off being crazy and weird, but then it becomes this sort of funny romp of like, oh my god, it's it's Netflix AI, messing with you.
Right.
But then you immediately transition into Scottish lake horror, like dredging up an old murder and it taking the exact turn that you wouldn't want to when you're trying to discover something, right?
Mhm.
And then I love the explainer too. It's like, this is, this is a beautiful town, but people just go missing sometimes. Like you walk out, you slip
Shit
on a rock,
happens.
you fall in the ocean,
Right,
fall in the
exactly.
lock, and you're done. Like,
Deep water
Yeah.
or whatever they call
Yeah.
it. Fast water or something.
Right.
Like
yeah,
Well, and then it takes the turn, even the other turn, to bring it back to Streamberry of at the end when he's
Yes.
like getting
Right.
a BAFTA, and
Right.
it's just like, what did it cost me? My girlfriend died. I figured out spoilers.
Right. Yeah. If you haven't
You
seen
know,
it.
moms and dad were fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very Blair Witch type episode too, with the way it's filmed and
Yeah.
some of those scenes. I love the fact that it takes the turn that you don't want it to take, but you kind of expect. Maybe not really, but I called it a little bit earlier, I think. But I really loved how they're going through the story, and like the mom is super supportive about them
Yeah.
changing their documentary focus to this whole serial killer situation, and even films her own scenes for it or bits for it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I forget exactly what the line was. It was basically like, can you imagine if your father had filmed this for broadcast or something? Like, oh, can you imagine? Like, oh, your father never had all of this or whatever, and he wasn't filming it for the internet or something. Like, oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
And then coming back to that scene after you know what happens, you're like, oh my God, that's no good.
Like I gotta say, after that, I was like, I gotta look at my mom's VHS tapes because I'm sure she doesn't have like 37 videotapes of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the Bergerac tapes. Mrs. Doubtfire is a freak, apparently,
Right.
Because good Lord,
Yeah.
no.
But yeah, this again, just following up from Jonah's Awful, I thought this was just such a strong, like, again, this, and again, I was from our watching situation, like, I was worried that, you know, watching with Jamie, that we would get a season 1 episode right, of Black Mirror, but like we spun through the whole season in 2 days, and like she wants to watch more. Like she wants to dig into more older Black Mirror, which across from the ones that I've already shown her would have the happy endings. But yeah, I just thought that this was, I mean, again, this is Black Mirror at some of its best right here, especially with the first 2 episodes. And then we run into episode 3.
My God, this blew the top of my head off.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So out of the 3, I think this one is the absolute best.
This is gonna win all the awards. Like,
yeah,
both of them for the acting that they do, especially
dude, Aaron Paul, Josh Hartnett. I mean,
yeah, Aaron Paul destroys it.
I
Josh
didn't even
Hartnett is
realize
creepy.
it was Hartnett until the end of it.
Really?
Like, because afterwards, of course, I was like, you know, on the internet, and I'm like, Josh Hartnett, that's who that fucking was.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize that.
Where the fuck has he been?
I haven't seen you since The Faculty.
No, he was in
I'm looking up his biography. Hang on.
No, he was in the
Lucky Number 11 in
No, he was in a bunch of
2006.
other stuff, but that's the one thing that was like,
right.
When I think of Josh Hartnett, I think of The Faculty.
Yeah.
Right.
What was the
Oh my God, wait a minute.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
Sorry.
No.
I just looked. This is not real. Apparently it's real. I just looked up his IMDb.
Uh-huh.
Guess what he did just before Black Mirror?
What?
Die Hard. Kevin Hart playing himself in a death-defying quest to become an action star.
Oh,
with a little help from John Travolta, Natalie Emmanuel, and Josh Hartnett, he might just pull it off.
Oh, that's funny.
5.1 out of 10.
Okay, I might be watching that after this.
Oh man.
God. Joe, God damn it, Joe, but still hasn't seen Black Panther, still hasn't seen
but I'll watch that.
for the love of God.
There's a Die Hard 2?
Apparently there was a TV series in 2020.
Okay.
And the Die Hard movie is this year.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. 30 Days.
Most
He was in
Wanted.
30
Okay.
Days of Night.
That's right.
A long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah, and then
Jesus. That was really good though.
He was in a couple of war movies.
Right. Yeah.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
and, like,
Jesus, guys, we're going back. That's very old, Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. Oh, and then I remember he did do a couple of episodes of Drunk History.
Pearl Harbor is 2001, Joe.
Yeah, that's a pull. That
Well,
is
that's
a
what I'm
pull,
saying.
dude.
Like, I haven't seen him since the
22.
Faculty. When was the Faculty?
Black Hawk
That was like
Down.
98.
Yeah. Oh my God. Black Dahlia. He's been in a lot,
Yeah.
but nothing of that caliber lately. Like this is going to put him back on the map as a
It-
fucking crazy actor.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, and so so anyway, we get they're in an alternate 1969 where these guys are up in space doing a very important job, whatever that may be. And there are robot versions of them on Earth. Now, my brother's best friend, comedian John Wessling, tweeted out the weekend these came out was, why not put the robot versions of them in space?
No shit, right? Oh my God.
Because that would be the smart thing.
Yeah. Who are the ad wizards that came up with this one?
Yeah. So anyway, these guys
Because
are working,
robots can't be trusted.
right. That's true. Yeah, there's a glitch. They got to be fixed. They can be fixed on Earth. They can't be fixed in space. So anyway, they do their work up in space, and then they go to sleep, and then they basically zap into their robot bodies and live out their lives on Earth with their families. And Josh Hartnett has the sort of the all-American family, and like everybody's sort of happy. They're in a great spot. Aaron Paul's kind of in that weird phase where it's not necessarily the happiest marriage, and they're just kind of going through the motions and doing their things, and
His wife's a butterfly. and
Right.
She pulled her out of the city
Yeah.
to the country. Yeah.
right.
Oof, so creepy.
So
Kate Mara fucking kills
Oh,
that role too, by the way,
dude.
as Lana. Oh my God.
yeah, so good in this. And so anyway, yeah, so you get and then there's a home invasion at Josh Hartnett's house where
That is Rory fucking Culkin.
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's
That's
right.
the third brother. That's the youngest brother. And
Killed
he
it.
fucking destroys that role. It
No.
is so dark. Oh my God.
Dude. Yes.
Yeah. I saw it in the listing and I went, there's no way. Oh my God. That's totally, oh God.
That was another one afterwards. I was like, I know that face. And
Yeah.
it was
Right.
like, that obviously that was a Culkin.
Oh, that's
I kind of
incredible.
want to put some crow makeup on that guy and see what he looks like with the hair
Seriously,
and stuff.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. What a fucking badass.
Yeah.
And totally Charles Manson-y.
Right.
Yeah, big time.
Oh God, yeah. So anyway, they rip through the family. They completely destroy his robot body, and
Well, not until they murder his entire family
right,
in front of him.
yeah.
Yeah, brutal.
And so they come up with obviously he's basically losing it on the space station now after a few weeks, obviously after going through this trauma, but then doesn't have the ability to go back to Earth because they don't have any extra sort of avatars for him to jump into, right? And Aaron Paul's discussing with Kate Mara, well, why don't you give him some time here and maybe this will help, right? And so clearly now you get a and again, I love this too, where Aaron Paul now has to play Josh Hartnett playing Aaron Paul. Like,
Right.
like it just, man, it gets so good. And it's so like there's those awkward points where she's looking at her husband. She knows it's not her husband, and she doesn't know necessarily how to talk to this guy. And it's just so, I mean, it's so unnerving. And like,
It's so fucking cringy too,
Yeah,
the way he worms his way and
Dude.
like then hits the
Mhm.
kid and then
yeah,
how did it ever get beyond that?
right.
Like that's like a line you don't cross.
Right.
I'm gonna destroy this android. Like done.
Yeah. It's skin crawly. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly
very
right.
skin crawly. And
Yep.
like and it just like he starts to go past his hour limit. He starts like he sort of
Dancing with his wife
right.
and the painting and the wine and
Yeah, and
Putting on the so I can't hear Beyond the Sea anymore
right.
now after
Yeah.
this. Like it's just gonna make
Mhm.
my skin crawl a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit. Because
Yeah.
yeah, he puts on the music and dances with her, and like the same exact thing he does with his wife in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so after all the stuff starts to get a little funky, he's like, all right, well, this is gonna stop. And Josh Hartnett's like, well, I just want to finish the painting, right? And I just need one more jump to finish the painting. Holy shit. Like you know it's coming at this point, right? Like you just know like where this is gonna go. And it's just like it's so hard. And again, oh man, it's
So it's worse than that.
yeah,
Because Hartnett fakes an issue with the space station that
that's
causes
right.
the what's the other actor's name?
Aaron Paul.
Right? Aaron Paul.
Aaron
Yeah.
Paul.
To have to do a spacewalk. And
Yes.
before he can do a spacewalk, he has to take off his ring
That's
and his
right.
watch and his dog tag or that has the access card for his body morph thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And at first I thought he was just going to leave him out there in deep space.
Right.
Right.
Which would have made more sense.
Right.
Technically. Except for the fact that they emphasize several times in the episode that you have to have two people
Yeah.
to run that
Mhm.
station. Otherwise you're both going to die.
Right.
So that's the only reason both of them are alive at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But what a fucking heartbreaker when he comes back in
Oh,
from the spacewalk and he puts on his ring
dude.
and he puts on his watch and he's like, "Where's my tag?" And Hartnett pulls it out of his pocket.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh my god!" And at that point, I went, "Oh, this is about to get corn syrupy."
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not good, not in a good way.
And just the slow wake up back in his body to the reveal of just oh man.
Yeah, I'm really glad they didn't show what happened. Like,
right.
they definitely know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
You
need to see
can
it. At that point.
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely didn't need to see it at that point.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Acting like this episode has to win every award that's available to it.
Right.
Frankly. The acting is just stellar on every level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like when he comes back and Hartnett just pulls the chair and it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
sit down. This is
Yep.
This is where we're at now.
Yeah. I'm really excited for you guys to watch episode 4 and episode 5.
Yeah, I was really bummed that I found out there was only 2 more episodes. I really could have put those in before the podcast.
And that's fine. But these it's some decent. Again, it's decent Black Mirror. It's. I mean, I don't know that there's ever been a season of Black Mirror that I haven't liked. So I can't say that this is the best season, but this is a on par season with every other season of Black Mirror.
Right.
And yeah. This I just love it. I love it so much. I want to hug it and squeeze it and call it George.
It's
so
pretty amazing.
Charlie
Yeah.
Brooker, give us more, man. Get your money. Get your money for being an incredible writer and make more. Cause damn.
Insane. So fucking good.
Yeah. What did we miss on this, guys? What else needs to be said here?
I'm sure there's a bunch, but I think we've said enough.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah.
Run, don't walk.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys, let us know what you guys thought of Evil Dead Rise. Also, let us know what you thought of Black Mirror season 6. I'm sure we'll jump into the final 2 episodes on our next cast, and give them their due discussion because they are awesome. And let us know what you guys think. We're on Facebook at the Rum and Regret Podcast. on Twitter at rum_regret. Joe, where can they find you?
At Joe Chickadee on the socials or at joechickadee.com.
Nate, where can they find you?
Sure, Avid Gamer, AV1D Gamer on all the socials and your gaming platforms of choice. And Diablo 4 just released a giant patch which buffs every class.
Ooh.
So jump back in before season 1, because apparently you have to create a new fucking character, which makes no sense to me, but all right.
How do you really feel?
Druid main till I die.
Okay. You can find me at Crazy Drake on Facebook, at Andrew Drake on Twitter. And until the next time, we have spoken.
Character. Whose face do they have? Do they have your face or my face?
Your face.
Salma Hayek's face. So then whose anus is doing the shitting?
Selma Hayek's anus?
Bingo.
Doesn't my asshole have rights? Oh, that's the best shit ever.
Oh,